What is up, my reefing peeps? It's Psywar, and for today's video I'll be reworking some plumbing and converting my filtration from a single filter sock over to a dual filter sock setup. Before we get into it, I just want to thank you for tuning in. My subscriber base is slowly creeping up there. So if you like what you see, hit that thumbs up. If you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. So let's get started. So back when I first built my sump, I customized it so it would work with these rectangular filter socks. The problem is, they're too small. I have to change them out every other day, and on top of that, they rip inside the washing machine. So I decided to change to dual 4-inch standard filter socks. This meant that I had to build a new dual sock holder and re-plumb the output from the overflow. So I went to my LFS called What's in Your Tank. This shop is co-owned and operated by a buddy of mine and fellow Army vet, Wayne Scott. You may already know about Wayne and not even realize it. He has his own YouTube channel where he highlights his 500-gallon, yes, you heard me right, 500-gallon reef tank. Also, BRS Tv featured his talk last year at MACNA, where he discussed the factors that got him into the reefing hobby. It's really an incredible story that you guys should check out. I'll put the links to his shop, his YouTube channel, and the BRS feature down in the description. So, what does all of this have to do with my reef tank? Well, Wayne, being a store owner, was approached by a vendor who was trying to get him to carry these filter cups. Because Wayne has a 500-gallon reef tank and his filter socks are huge, he can't test out these 4-inch filter cups. So he gave them to me and asked me to try them out for him. So the first thing I needed to do was make a plan. I needed to reconfigure the pipe so that it would split off and empty into 2 filter socks. But the drain pipe needed to have a jog installed in order to get the output to where I needed it. To accomplish this, I trimmed about 1/4 inch off of all the fittings, the 45s, the 90s, and the T. Here, you can see how close the socks are going to be and why I needed to trim the connectors. Next, I needed to cut the plexiglass down to size for the sock holders. This is all 1/4 inch plexiglass. Then it was time to cut the holes for the socks. I used my Dremel and a router bit. Then I sanded the edges down and followed the same process for the other hole. This is just regular old super glue that I used to put it together. After I had sanded all the edges on the pieces, it was time to glue it together. Next, it was time to start assembling the fittings. Next, it was time to shut down the pump, pull the skimmer, the old filter sock holder, and test fit the dual sock holder. I marked where I wanted the jog to go and remove the old pipe. Thank God for unions. When I test fit the dual sock holder, I realized that the silicone around the seams of the tank wasn't allowing the holder to sit level, so I needed to cut a 45-degree angle on the corners of the filter sock holder to allow for the bead of silicone that ran around the inside of the tank. Now it was time to cut the old pipe and install the jog. But, like a moron, I didn't use Schedule 40 pipe, and the clamp cutters were just crushing the pipe, so I had to do it the old school way with a saw. Just a word of warning, if you plumb your own tank, use Schedule 40, it's just way easier to cut pipe with these clamp cutters. Time to put the piping back together again. Here, I'm just priming and gluing all the pipes and fittings together. Also, during the test fitting of the sock holder, I realized that I needed to install a spacer in order to get the holes to line up where I needed them. And now the final install. You can see here why I needed the jog in order to get the fork to line up with the holes. I reinstalled the skimmer and the refrigerant light. I turned the pump back on, and it worked. No leaks either. After I realized that everything was running good and this new setup was going to work, I installed the filter cups. Well, after a few days of running, so far so good. The cups are working great. I'll do another follow-up in a month or two after I've used them for a while and let you guys know what I really think. But until then, let me know what you think down in the comments. Leave a thumbs up if you like what you saw, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more. Until next time guys, stay salty.